and there's everybody else making hay while that particular sun was shining. And that was then Gasly dropping the back end of the car and just oversteering and sliding into Ocon, who was minding his own business.
Yeah, Hulkenberg just ahead of him. Perez has a lock-up from Raikkonen. And then he's sent spinning around is Esteban Ocon, no fault of his. We can see it more clearly now with Pierre Gasly on board.
But there was already some damage to the Force India. It was sparking away, wasn't it? So Ocon changed sides of the track and Gasly couldn't slow down fast enough to do anything about it.
That is Max Verstappen, the race leader, and he has spun coming down the hill. Did they make contact?
Not really sure what the Force India was trying to do at that point on a back marker.
That was Esteban Ocon down there. Here's the onboard with Max Verstappen. Down the inside he goes.
What an idiot! What an idiot!
He was coming back at him to unlap himself, wasn't he? It was Esteban Ocon, but it's the leader. And he's still fighting with him, but I must say it was the front face of his right rear that took compounding. They are designed to absorb a lot of that, but it can damage the suspension or the drive shaft.
We're on board with Esteban Ocon. The McLaren's in front, not for long, but he's back again. Here's Van Dorn and just getting his lines absolutely right. Forcing the Force India to go the long way round, but now can Ocon do a little cheeky dive down the inside at turn 14. He's going to try it, should get better traction on Van Dorn coming out of that left-hander. Now goes round the long way round the outside at 160 miles an hour, but goes too deep into turn 17. Stewards looking at an incident with George Russell and Esteban Ocon. I wonder if this is it. There's Ocon right in the way and right on the racing line and not on a flying lap, and George Russell was at the time, and that very much looked like a blocking.
Ocon just massively got in my way. Mate, that was mega dangerous.
In front of the Potters, oh my goodness.
That was very, very close.
I mean, that is not what you need in a practice session.
Now, Ocon's, look, he's looking in his mirror. Look at his head. He's looking in the mirror. And he had a Red Bull behind him. He wouldn't have realized that Norris was coming. Look at this. The Red Bull's in between them. And he would have slightly caught him off guard. That
Esteban Ocon and Sebastian Vettel going into the De La Roggia chicane.
Misdemeanor there from Ocon. Vettel's front axle was beyond the rear axle of the Alpine.
As you can see, Esteban Ocon going quite slowly there. Vettel clipped the wall on the exit of turn 14 and then comes across Ocon, who is very much on the racing line, preparing himself to start a flying lap.
Man, what was he doing?
Meanwhile, the FIA stewards have decided Esteban Ocon should be given a 5-second penalty for causing a collision. That, I think, goes along with what the FIA were saying from those guidelines. This is the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton pitting. Was this an unsafe release? 5-second time penalty for Esteban Ocon. Now this is George Russell heading down the pit lane, and he suddenly finds the blue and pink Alpine of Esteban Ocon in the way.
Very close call.
Esteban Ocon, who of course had a 5-second penalty for an unsafe release in the last race.
the mechanic was actually telling him to stop, and I think Esteban just missed that.
Esteban Ocon has Lewis Hamilton right behind him.
Just turned in on me, man. I don't know if my wing's busted.
Esteban Ocon gets a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision and relegating Yuki Tsunoda to the back of the field. Let's go back to the start of this race, 20 laps ago. And
Yeah, he rolled. You know, he's looking in his mirrors and he rolled too far.
you can see the Aston Martin to the right-hand side behind the white line.
Okay, so the penalty was for being out of position in the grid box at the start of the race.
I think somebody started to undo the fasteners way before he'd served 5 seconds there.
Which you're just not allowed to do.
That's outrageous. Well, that is bizarre.
Did you touch? Of course. What the hell was he doing? I think luckily it's only the wheel. But let's go quickly to the grid and we check.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you come to the commentary box on green light, not a lot happens. Unbelievably, a collision before they've even formed up on the grid.